All these people, all these names on supporting both sides of this argument that takes place, you know? So it's very interesting. So, yeah, so what was my degree was in education studies, okay? So if you're going to study education, then it's more my thing, history, you know what I mean, and research. And so there are a lot of things that one forgets and so forth, but this book I liked. And I liked it because he kind of conceptualized something. Now, you could live for as long as you want, but you're not awake and you don't understand and you don't know that you're not awake. And what he talks about awakeness, he calls it humanized. You become humanized with knowledge, right knowledge, okay? And if you become humanized, then you have to ask the question, why were you dehumanized and who dehumanized you, right? Who made you in that state? Why did they make you in that state? So when people talk about white supremacy, they're keeping you in a state, mate. They're keeping you in a state. You don't know what you can do because you don't believe you can do, because these people are saying, it's the white man, it's the white man. But yet, you then complain that he's a thief. Well, I don't know any thief that's superior to me. There's no liar that's superior to me. And even if they know a dirty little secret or they've lied to me, it certainly doesn't make them supreme or in a place of supremacy. It's a place of temporary. You're going to get found out. You're going to get exposed. Now, what I will give credit, because we're all part of the human family, and families have ructions and so forth. If there is justice and fairness, and we all believe in it, then one portion of the family has been unjust to another portion of the family. And if it is that, as Jared Taylor might think, and other white nationalists might think, that intrinsically they are more intelligent, intellectually gifted, then it means for hundreds of years, or for all the years you've been talking about equality, you've been lying. It's a bit like Usain Bolt lining up a 100-meter line, telling the guy with one leg, we're equal, don't worry about it. You've got every chance to win this as I have. And the only person who ever wins this is the man with the two-leg and fast. But he knows if I gas him up, he got to run his heart out and say, well, oh, so close, I was going to get there. Not realising I'm just trotting at home and making it look like it's really, oh, it's hard, isn't it? You know what I mean? Oh, that was close, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Give me the ka-ching, please, thank you. So there's many ways you can look at it. Like I said, there's something in it for everybody. But let's see if I can get through this without stumbling. This is chapter 1. While the problem of humanization has always, from an axiological point of view, now, when you read anything, do not act like you know what that means. So don't feel no way. Get a dictionary, and I will tell you right now, I don't know what that means. Okay? But I know I've read this before at some point, some years ago, and I would have gone and looked it up. Right? I have no shame in doing that. No shame in my game. If I don't know a word, I want to know what he's talking about. You're not going to talk over my head. I'm not having it. So I'm going to find out. Right? So from axiological, being humankind's central problem. Let me read that again. While the problem of humanization has always, from an axiological point of view, been humankind's central problem, it now takes on the character of an inescapable concern. Wait, it's going to reveal. Concern for humanization leads at once to the recognition of dehumanization. Not only as an ontological possibility, but that's what they say from the very beginning, from our very beginning, right? But as an historical reality. So this has been going on for a long time, and possibly from our creation, we weren't humanized. And as an individual perceives the extent of dehumanization, he or she may ask if humanization is a viable possibility. If we don't know, and we've been conditioned not to know, is it possible that we can get to know? Within history, in concrete objective context, both humanization and dehumanization are possibilities for a person as an uncompleted being conscious of their incompletion. For instance, some people know, I wish I knew more. I know I could read. If I only ever got a chance to learn to read a book, if I got a chance to go to college, I know I can, I see those kids. They're lucky they can go to school. I'd learn. You know what I mean? Right. So there is a yearning for those who really want to. You can't force it down anybody. But while both humanization and dehumanization are real alternatives, only the first is the people's vocation. This vocation is constantly negated, yet it is affirmed by the very negation. It is thwarted by injustices, exploitation, oppression, and the violence of the oppressors. It is affirmed by the yearning of the oppressed for freedom and justice, and by their struggle to recover from lost humanity. Eidos, Cedos. There is a truth to what he says. And it's coded, and yes, you can learn. Just get a book, a list, and see what the word means, and read it back. And as you read it back and you put the word in, you have the meaning. You're like, I like that. Some words I don't like, and I would never use them in my lexicon. Some words I do like, and I like. I'm having that. That's more an expression I am comfortable with. Okay, so I'm not going to tarry with this discussion. This, I suppose, would have to be my update on my master's university status. I'm sorry it wasn't what I was going to plan it out to be, but I think I can go in and dot. But I hope it makes sense. And, by all means, if you like what I'm saying and you think I've got something to offer and it makes sense what I'm saying, and you want me to discuss the topic, I'll do it. Please subscribe. I've not gone full live yet. Still listening to how I sound, how I come across, and how many people actually are interested to hear what I'm going to say. It could be that I'm on, it's boring, man. It's fucking boring, man. You know what I mean? If I'm boring, I'm boring. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And if somebody might say, you know what? What? You say, you know what I mean all the time, don't you? You say that all the time. Somebody might say, well, you sound a bit too cockney for me. I don't hear you don't sound like you don't sound like one of the brothers. You don't sound, hood. Whatever the case may be, you're an educator. And this has been IQbian Organis, and it's me.